Everyone, welcome back to JPWHUTV. My name is John, your host as always. I hope you're all doing well. The subject of today's video is discussing Cardiff versus West Ham on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock in the Premier League. Before we go through that, I just want to say a quick condolence record to the family members and friends and also band members of the late, great Keith Flint. Now, for those who don't know, because I know there's quite a few youngsters watch this channel, Keith Flint was the face and also the front man for a long time of the techno, pop, rock, funk, you can name it, band, The Prodigy. Beautiful group, made some absolutely tub-thumping tunes. More specifically, for example, Firestarter, one of their biggest hits ever, and also Charlie as well, for that matter. So, you know, the reason why I'm bringing it up because he was a West Ham supporter as well. So I had to put it on record there that my condolences are going out to the family, and I'm sure it was a big surprise to see everybody on Monday morning that he took his life at 8 o'clock in his home in Dunmow in Essex. So, you know, as I say, I just want to pass on my thoughts and my condolences to the family and his friends, and more specifically the Prodigy as well, which unfortunately I don't, you know, well, they will obviously never record again or never do anything again without him, because he was half of their energy alone. So on that note, that solemn note, let's turn to the main purpose of this video, talking about Cardiff. Now, according to physioroom.com, Cardiff have only got one registered injured player, which is Sol Bamba, who's out with a knee injury. Everybody else apparently is fully fit. Now, obviously, this video has been recorded before the press conferences have gone, so don't jump on my back if I've got any of those wrong. But that's what physioroom.com are reporting. In the last game, they lost 2-0 at home to Wolves, and they've lost their last 3 games, and as a result, they are only 2 points away from safety. So, you know, Cardiff are going to be very, very hard to try and break down like they were when we played them at home, when we beat them 3-1 at the London Stadium under the lights in that brilliant run we had in December. They had 11 men behind the ball for that game, and I can definitely see that happening again, especially at their home ground. Now, players that we need to keep an eye out for, which are their top goal scorers, even though they haven't scored much each, is Decorva Reid, Patterson, Camarasa, Josh Murphy. All of those have scored 4 goals so far this season in all competitions, and also have a few assists under their belts as well. And also Junior Hoylett, who has 3 goals and was a thorn in our sides. He brought the penalty when against us earlier on in the season, and is also one of the hardest. He was a pain in the arse for very good reasons and for very bad reasons. You know, very good reasons from Cardiff's point of view, because he was causing us mayhem at the start of the season. Really, really was a handful. But as I say, you know, we need to keep an eye on that guy. Turning to West Ham now, it's been officially announced that Declan Rice is now an England registered player. So very good news from West Ham's point of view, and also very good news for Declan Rice. Really, really good to see that he's been getting a lot of glowing endorsements from everybody in the media. More specifically, Ian Wright coming out saying that he's the perfect player to go into the upcoming international break and see how he gets on. So very, very good with that. I'm very, very happy. And also, our last game, we won 2-0 against Newcastle on Billy Bonds Day. From what I understand, because obviously I was at the game, Sky Sports reported it very badly, or sorry, covered it very badly, I should say, with the announcer talking all the way through the ceremony. Now, this happens a lot, unfortunately. It's just the media, when it comes to reporting to football games, it's happening in the international games as well. I've noticed a few times when there's a ceremony going on, if there's not loud music or loud talking all the time, they will prattle on as much as possible, and it's pathetic. And because of that, it was all everybody that was watching the game at home wasn't able to enjoy it to the degree that we were when we were sitting in the stands, or standing in the stands, as most of us were. So yeah, let's talk. I mean, basically, look, you know, we're ninth in the table. We've got 9 games to go. We're very, very safe. But who would have said at the start of the season that Wolves, Watford, and us were all going to be pushing for 7th before the end of the season? The odds on that must have been staggering, absolutely staggering. If I'd have known that, I would have, you know, if I can invent myself a time machine, I'm going back and putting every penny I've got on on that. But 9 games to go, but we've got 38 points now. So to get a result out of this game would be brilliant, you know, to push us into the 40 plus points with 8 more games to play after this. So I'll be very happy if that happens. But turning to our injuries just very, very quickly, Balbuena could very well be on the bench, as he played the first half of the under-23s game against Blackburn, which unfortunately the guys lost it 3-1, if I remember correctly, 2-1, 3-1. Also playing that night was Dean Garner and Ben Johnson. So bit of headache for Pellegrini, I reckon, at the weekend. You know, very, very good junior on the wing, very, very good junior at left back from what it appears to be so far. I know I'm not going down the Reece Oxford route again by singing his praises from one game, but he looked very, very assured in the same way that Declan Rice did when he made his first start at the beginning of last season. You know, so it's happy days from our point of view. As I say, it's good news that Balbuena played the first half. Absolutely good news for that. So hopefully, you know, we might see him at some stage in the second half against Cardiff. You never know. You might, if Ben Johnson's in the squad, because Creswell doesn't look like it's going to happen for him, unfortunately. So, you know, that could be he can play left back and he can play right back. So it'd be interesting to see where we go with it. Really will be interesting to see where we go with it. So as I said, Cardiff, we're going to have 11 men behind the ball, and as a result, I think we should really go out with a very, very strong squad. Guys, let me know in the comment section below, would you start Perez? Because obviously he scored 2 goals against Cardiff earlier in the season. I personally wouldn't. I think he's one of the players that's going to go at the end of the season. Unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out for him. He's tried hard. It just hasn't clicked, unfortunately. So turning to the starting 11, just to wrap the video up, I personally wouldn't make any changes to the side that started in the second half against Newcastle. So basically, Fabianski in goal as always, Ryan Fredericks at right back, Arthur Masuaku at left back with Ogbonna and Diop making up the centre backs, holding midfielders in front of them with Rice and Noble as always, Snodgrass out on the right, Anderson out on the left, and Lanzini sitting behind Hernandez. Great news to see that Hernandez, how good he was. It seems to be after I put my video up that a lot of people are saying the same thing, that he's been playing some very good football. He's been playing a lot better, and he is trying. Said in the previous video, he is trying, and it's brilliant to see that Lanzini has completed the entire game from dot 1, minute 0 to minute 95, 96, taking in the extra time at both halves. So, I think we're going to have a very, very strong squad out there against Cardiff, because we need to win this. Well, we don't need to win this. We want to win this, because Pellegrini has also come out saying that they're going to try and push for that 7th position as much as possible, because the top 6 is out of the equation. Completely so. I still think we will finish no higher than 10th. But if we finish 8th or we finish 9th, I'll be very, very happy with that. If we finish 10th, I'll be happy with that. But we'll say we've got 9 games left to go, including this game. So, see what happens. So, thank you very much for your time, guys. As always, by all means, please put your comments in the comment section below. Do you agree with me on the starting 11? If you don't, that's fine. Let me know who you would start. And also, let me know what you think the result's going to be as well, for that matter. As I say, I would like to have a win out of this, because we've got some tough games coming up after Huddersfield at home. We've still got Spurs away, we've got Man United away, we've got Arsenal at home to deal with, Chelsea away. There's some tricky games coming up before the end of the season, and pretty much the last home game of the season as well is not going to be fun. And if I remember correctly, Southampton, and the last game of the season away is Watford. So both teams could be putting out their strongest side at the end of the last game of the season, or we could be putting out just kids, who knows. But if you're new around here and you like what I'm doing, by all means, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you get first dibs on all the videos. If you feel I deserve it, then by all means, please click the like button. And please also share this video with anybody that you feel may want to watch it. As I said in previous videos, if you want to talk to me, you can tweet me at JPWHUTV. There is a Facebook group and Facebook page set up for the channel, again at JPWHUTV. And also, if you're on fanvibe.com, then you can find me there again, the username at JPWHUTV. So in the meantime, guys, thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you on Saturday evening for the reaction video. So in the meantime, all the best now. Take care.